I started a business when I was in my 20s, and it was a water sports business. Has anybody in here ever been parasailing? Parasailing? Do you guys know what that is, parasailing? There's a parachute that gets pulled behind a boat, and then the captain's on board. Like, the way we did it was we let the parachute out, and people would float up there and have a good time, and then come back down to the boat. And I was in my 20s, and we had two kids that were up in the parachute, a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old, that got hit by lightning. So I was driving the boat, and it was a clear day. Like, I would have had my mom and my grandma up in the parachute. I had no idea that we were going to have a lightning strike. Quite obviously, I would think. I didn't plan it. And these 19-year-old and a 14-year-old, I was watching the parachute, and all of a sudden, the heat from the lightning actually melted the parachute line before the lightning hit, and I saw them start to float right down. Now, I was driving the boat, watching them, so I started turning towards them. I wasn't sure how. It was a fraction of a second. I wasn't sure how the line had melted. Then I saw the lightning flash strike, and it went through the parachute. It went across one. I saw it. I saw it perfectly. I was looking at the perfect time to catch it. And these two kids fell into the water. My business partner at the time was with me. He did not see the lightning hit him. I was watching the parachute. That was my job as the boat captain. They went down into the water, and I was basically fishing out two dead bodies out of the water. They weren't breathing. It was very difficult to pick up a 19-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy from the water and put them on the deck of our boat and breathe life back into them. This was the 5th day of my business. Now, my question for you is, when you're trying something new, because you have a lot of new ideas, you guys were just sharing some insights of what you've learned and what you might apply. Is it possible that the first time you do it, you're going to have some challenges, yes or yes? Yes or yes? And the question is, what are you going to do when that problem comes up? Now, hopefully, please, Jesus, you don't get hit by lightning or anybody that's on your watch. But how you deal with that challenge is going to define your success. Would you guys agree? Now, we had to breathe life back into those two kids. I'll make a long story short. They're okay. 100% okay. But the media jumped all up and down us, trying to burn us at the stake. There were potential lawsuits involved on whether or not we'd done something wrong. The Coast Guard was upset with us because this was in Naples, Florida, and I worked out of the Ritz-Carlton at the resort there on the beach. And my business partner eventually quit. He couldn't take the heat. But I stuck. And over the next 7 years, I made over $1 million doing running that water sports business. And how you deal with the challenges that come up. Like, you can run away from them, and it would have been an easy one that I wanted to run away from. But the parents actually hugged us and thanked us, and were not one of the people trying to burn us at the stake. They said, "Thank you for saving the lives of our kids," because we did a lot of things right when the accident happened. Now, some things are going to happen, and they are within your ability to control. When you're trying social media, like, I'm giving this ridiculously obnoxious, it's a real story, but when you're doing social media and somebody says, "Ew, I don't like that blog, I don't like that video," it's a pretty small thing. But how you react to it is going to mean everything. And whether you just quit and give up is going to mean everything. Now, my buddy, I bought him out. He didn't want to do the business anymore. He was too scared to operate the business, thinking that there were going to be challenges. I stayed and stuck it out, and we're at the #1 resort in the U.S. for years at the Ritz-Carlton there. And it didn't just get easy the next day, by the way. So when you have one challenge, is it likely you're going to have another? With whatever new marketing you're going to do for yourself or your company, is that likely or pretty much guaranteed? It's guaranteed, right? At one point, I had to get a job to support my business habit of working out on the boat, because I had to go wait a table all night, so I made enough money so that I could run my business habit during the day until I finally got it. My challenge to you is to find a way to push through your own BS and go through those challenges, because it's those setbacks that are actually your setups for success. And you're going to have plenty of setbacks. You might as well just embrace them and find a way to push through. And the brilliant thing about marketing and social media, what has it all been? It's about change. It's about fast. It's about go. So don't get caught up on the little stuff. Is that cool? Somebody breathe. Okay. All right. Well, that's not what I'm here to talk about, but I thought it was might get your attention. Today's talk, I've got your attention for about 30 minutes, and I want to share with you some secrets that you can benefit from with social media. Now, you may have heard some of these things before. My challenge to you is to figure out how you can be creative and use these with your business or your situation. Does that sound fair? Yes or yes? Okay. So again, I want to hear a little bit more sound. Yes or yes? Okay. I was trying to, you see that? You could either choose yes or the other one was yes. I knew exactly the answer. Okay. My promise is if you use what I'm about to share with you, you can have results. You really can have results. Now, a lot of people are doing their social media wrong. They're wasting a lot of time, money, and energy. Does anybody ever feel like that in your own? I mean, I have. Not sure what to do, so I do a little bit of this, dabble in a little bit of that, dabble in a little bit of that. I mean, I mentioned to you that I didn't do my LinkedIn at all for years. I had almost 1,000 people that were there on my LinkedIn that I wasn't even, because I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to do it wrong, so I did nothing at all. So the biggest secret I'll give you, and this is not on a slide, is if you want success in something, anything in your business or in your life, find someone who's got the result that you want and ask for their help. Hopefully they're a professional that knows how to create that result for other people. Like there's some people that are really good at what they do, but they don't necessarily know how to train someone else. So try to find someone who has the results that you want and teaches other people to get those same results and say, please help me. Does that make sense? That's my core. If you can pick one thing away, take that because that'll serve you in anything. Now, I don't want you to waste all your time. Most people that I meet are just, they always want more help with revenue. I work with a lot of companies for the last 15 years. That's all I've done is work with companies that want to grow their business. And everybody's sitting there looking for help and they're tired of the frustration. And so secret number one I'm going to share with you, you saw that, huh? Is the 90-10 principle. Because I don't want you to waste your time on 90% of the stuff that doesn't work. We're talking about the 10% that does, and we call this the reverse mullet. And I'll get into what that means in just a second. Number two, I'm going to talk to you about reverse engineering the online sales process. And number three is I'm going to give you a simple plan that's going to be guaranteed to help you get more customers and buyers. Okay? Does that sound good? Okay. So what makes this training different? I showed you the picture of the mullet. That's my dad's hair. That's not a mullet. It's like a fro. But then I grew up, and there's nothing terribly special about me. I just thought that was a hilarious picture of my dad because it was Mother's Day the other day, and I pulled that picture out. I had to put it up. There's nothing special about me. My father was a horseshoer. And I had some success in business, but I've lost everything twice. I filed a $2.2 million bankruptcy. Now you might be saying, why is this guy trying to brag about himself? Because we all have challenges that come up. On the flip side, this is my family, and you can see we're holding up some books. I'm pretty passionate about believing that everybody needs a book. That you need a book to tell your story, your legacy, and that every business needs a book, and that there's an extra 6-7 figures. Just add a book and understand how to use it and use it in your marketing for your personal branding or your business, and you can make a ton more money. Come talk to me and I'll tell you about how to do that. But in 2014, my team and I helped create over $13 million in bottom line profits for our clients. And I work with small companies. I'm a 6-time #1 best-selling author. Once I figured out how to crack the code in the system, we tripled our income in 2015, primarily using books. I help entrepreneurs add an extra 6-7 figures to what they're doing. Now, I've done a lot of things right. I've probably done more things wrong. But the little advice I gave you before, after 15 years, I think this is what you need. In all the marketing, all the stuff that you're getting today, you need clarity. Clarity about what that next step is for you and your business or what you're going to do for your marketing. If you have clarity about that, you can take laser-focused, specific action. I already shared with you. I highly recommend you get a coach, a consultant, a mentor, somebody that's created that results in the past, and a community of people to support you. Now, my daughter wrote a book because I believe so strongly that everybody should have one in their marketing, and I'm willing to. She actually donates a percentage of every book sold to help kids and endangered kitties, and for the first person who runs up here, I'll give I'll give you her number one best-selling book, Kitty Wars, which is her second book. Who's going to come up? Anybody can have it. All right, give her a hand so that it wakes you guys up. Now, I won't read the back of it, but it's awesome. There's Luke Sky Kitty and Dog Vader and Jabba the Mutt. Now let's get into secret number one. What do these guys all have in common? Anyone? Come on. Talk. Mullets! A phenomenal hairdo. So what did anybody know the guy on your far left there, what his name was? Joe Dirt. What was his phrase about a mullet? Anybody know? Business in front, party in the back. That's the mullet. Well, that was what? The 80s, the 90s, something like that? We're in a different world. The 90-10 principle, or the reverse mullet, is the opposite. Instead of business in front, party in the back, it's party in the front, business in the back. So this is the opposite of what a lot of people do in their social media marketing. A lot of people are pushing. They're trying to create content. I get it. There's some great content today about how you can create content, but a lot of people are out there saying, hey, look at me, buy my stuff. They're not necessarily adding value. Would you guys agree that you see a lot of marketing like this? So the shift is that you want to get into your client's peripheral vision. There it is. Show up in their peripheral vision where they think you're doing something cool, where you're posting stuff that's engaging, versus just, hey, look at me, buy my stuff. Does that make sense? And that's secret number one. Now, it's pretty subtle. You're like, hey, that's cool, but how does that work? Now, this is a story. This is about Rachel Mazer, and she doesn't actually know I'm telling this story, but a couple years ago, she was trying to launch her own business, and she made $1,200 that year when she had a food blog, and she wanted to get people's attention and grow her business. But she didn't have the strategies to create success. Now, this is her today, a couple years later, and she's been growing and growing every month. You can't really see this number here probably. Can anybody see that up front? Can you see what that reads? 863,000 fans on her Facebook page. Now, she's a single mom with 4 kids who a couple years ago made $1,200 total for the year. Now she's making over $100,000 a month by using this little principle I just shared with you. She's putting cool stuff out. It's content again, but she's posting cool stuff instead of just look at me, buy my stuff. Gary Vaynerchuk has a book out called Jab, 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 Right Hook. Anybody heard of that book? He's a pretty successful marketing guy. Jab, jab, jab. It's give, 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 ask. Now, you do need that. Does that make sense? You got to have the ask. You can't just give. But you want to know your strategy. Since Rachel understands her strategy and has a system, I'm all about systems because I'm a simple guy. So what I want to do now is give you a system. I talked about this just a little bit ago. Attention, attraction, action. This is the simplest way I can kind of come up with what your marketing needs to do. You've got to be getting attention. That's why I like books. It gets someone's attention. And does somebody think you're an authority in what you do if you've got a book? Yes or no? Yeah. And if it's a good book and it tells some of your vulnerable stories as well as your successes, that also helps build connection. It builds trust. Immediately it establishes that. And I love doing that for clients or with clients and coaching them because there's so much of your brilliance. We could probably transcribe a lot of the content that's been on stage today and turn that into little mini books and learn how to use them in your business. And you can create some amazing content. Does that make sense? I love it. So it's attention, attraction, action. Everybody turn to someone, give them a high five, and say action. Give them a high five. I need to slap someone a high five. Cameraman, high five. Attention, attraction, action. If there's not a call to action in your media, I think Jacob said this at the end of his at the blog post. Everybody's been talking about it. It's not just the content; it's what you want them to do next. So I'm going to move on to secret number 2. I've got real serious slides about reverse engineering the online sales process. So we're talking about the secrets of your social media marketing. The first thing is just focused on the give, focused on that reverse mullet. It's not business in front, it's party in front. Do business in the back as a friend, as someone they trust, like, and is in their peripheral vision. But now, number 2, we're going to reverse engineer the online sales process. Now, I have a business partner of mine that created this just as a little one sheet that we use when we teach an online course. And this is reverse engineering the sales process. So it's key that you get clear. Remember I said clarity before. So your goal, what's the end goal of everybody in this room with all the marketing stuff we've been talking about? Tell me, am I right? Long-term lifetime customer, do you guys agree? Where they buy from you monthly, quarterly, yearly, they're on automatic payments. Is that what we want? Yes. Now, when a guy or a gal goes to a bar and they're looking to get lucky, they don't probably lead with that. Would you agree that's probably not the best strategy? You know, I mean, it probably would work if you gave it out enough. I don't know. I've never had that good of a pitch. But we want to know what we're going to, but you don't lead with that, so let's reverse engineer it. So if what you want is a long-term customer, you then need to know what is the multiple time customer? Like that's the step back. Like and then let's go to the next step. A first time customer. A first time customer is somebody who's invested between $1 and $100. Just something. In some of the marketing stuff that I teach, we call the initial sale like this just a tripwire. Has anybody heard of that language, a tripwire in marketing? You've got to be kidding me. Raise your hand if anybody's heard of the marketing tripwire. Okay, awesome. So very few of you. What a tripwire will do, all the content you've been talking about so far, we call that, and I'm just using my internal language or some of the people that I work with, we call that lead magnets. You put out this great, amazing content to generate a lead, to get their attention, hopefully attract your ideal client and push away everybody else, and then you want a call to action. Well, a call to action is, hey, brother, give me your email. That's one of the first things, right? Because we want to get their email list, but then we want them to buy. So this is a way we build a lot of things in funnels. How many in here are familiar with marketing funnels or the term marketing funnels? Okay, marketing funnels, it's a series, it's an automatic sequence that people go through to buy little stuff to big stuff. And it just kind of happens automatically while you sleep, right? So the idea here is that you want to understand that first-time customer is just getting them to crack open their credit card. Because it changes from being a looky-loo. And what we will often do is we'll put our coolest stuff, our content, available for almost nothing. I do a lot of books that are free book plus shipping. In fact, a friend of mine, I teach a strategy. A friend of mine used his book last year. He gave it away for free, and he made $10 million with his book. How did he do that? Because the first-time customer oftentimes was a free book plus shipping, $7. Then they went into a marketing funnel where they had the opportunity to buy something else, products and services. So there's a huge opportunity if you guys sell products to offer new services, or if you're selling services to offer new products. Does that make sense? Now, if we're reverse engineering this, we're going to go, well, that's cool. We got to get to our potential customer that's viewing your free stuff. Like we said, jab, 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 right hook. And that's where all the social media sites come in. So now you get to pick your platform, and there's all these doggone platforms, right? My biggest secret here is, I already told you the one, which was figure out the result you want, and then do what? Someone throw it out. Find the result you want, and then do what? Duplicate it. That's close. Find a mentor. Find someone who's created that result and ask them to get you help. Because they already know the path. They've already done it. It's the fastest way for you to do it. So pick the platform or the form of media that's best for you and master it before you move on to another. Because you don't have to be on every platform. You only need just a couple of systems. And then the party in what is it? Party in front, business in the back. This is the do cool stuff in real life. And I've got a couple examples for you about this. Now, for those of you who are working for big companies, I know you might be looking at this like, hey, why is he showing me these personal, like, this is a guy. This is one of my friends and partners. And he posts about how he's going skydiving. He's a serial entrepreneur. But when he posts something, he gets a lot of attention. And it's attractive to his client, and then he can drive them through his funnel to take action. I pulled this up last night, actually, and he's posting stuff of being in New York. He's posting stuff of being on the beach. He's posting stuff that gets engagement. This girl, Rachel, that I had mentioned before, I pulled something from her site last night, and I think she put this out just a day or two ago. She's got 1,400 likes on an organic post. That she within like a day, within 24 hours, just this one little single mom with over 500 shares. Now that's not huge for some of your company sizes, but that's pretty good engagement. Would you guys agree? For a single mom to just post a quote, imagine calling someone for 2 minutes to avoid hurtful miscommunication over 8 hours of texting. But when you are talking to your audience with not trying to sell them stuff, but trying to help them, and they build a relationship. A lot of people think, like on the B2B stuff, that, I need more business to business strategies. But I've yet to meet a business. I meet a lot of people that work for businesses, and there's a lot of decision makers that are potentially in a business. Would you guys agree? And some of the companies have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of employees. So you've got to figure out how to connect with those. You have to understand with clarity. So your system is the most important thing. So turn to someone, give them a high five, and say, the system is the most important thing. Come on. Lets me know you're alive. And you definitely hit the person next to you if they're not paying attention. So I like systems because if something breaks, I can go back and look at the process and the recipe and figure it out. You can't manage what you don't measure, and you need to have a process and a system for everything. So one of the things that I also recommend is stop dabbling on all these different things. Come up with a strategy first. I think we've heard that on stage quite a few times, is to come up with a proven strategy from someone who's got the result and teaches other people to get that result on a regular basis so they can show you what to do. I'll give you a couple of examples. My book, this is the first book I published last year called High Paying Clients. It became a #1 bestseller, and because I've got that strategy and I have a whole publishing team now to help me, I have a new client named Michael Bunting, and he wanted to publish a book called The Mindful Leader. Well, it became a #1 bestseller, and I said, do you want to publish a second book? It's just a process and a system once you understand it. So when he was very concerned and scared and didn't know how to do it, like if you're going to go climb a mountain you've never climbed before, you're going to go fishing in a lake or an ocean you've never been in before, you might be concerned because you don't know how. You need to get a local guide. Like, does anybody in here like to fish? Come somebody. Tell a couple people. If you're going to go fish, you need to find a local guide. If you don't know what the bait they're using and where the fish are, you're going to be screwed. It's a big trouble with trial and error. If you find a system, it'll work. Now, this is Michael Bunting's page again. And this is also social media. This is him celebrating something cool. He's proud of his post. He's saying, look at me, I just became he was a 2-time #1 bestseller on the same day. And he's showing the Amazon results here, and he's talking about it in the post. And you see he's got pretty cool, just happy. Michael's clients are big corporate clients. He teaches mindfulness and leadership. And so he's trying to get attention and get engagement and not necessarily say, hey, come buy my stuff. But this is his website. And notice we've got something on here, the opt-in form down on here. You'd be surprised how many people don't have opt-in call to action on their content. You guys all know opt-in forms and stuff like that, right? So here's a program that he has now. His book is available for sale, but we have a system for helping him make money with it. So the book right now is nothing but a lead magnet to a certain degree. It costs nothing. It's $1 or $10 or $20. But it's what we sell on the back end that will help him make money. So is this good so far? You're just lucky I didn't put this picture up because... Oh, hold on. So it's not over yet until this happens. Secret number 3 is a simple 3-step plan that you can follow. And this is how you can streamline your activities on social media so that you're not wasting a bunch of your time. Now, one of it was the first secret I already gave you, which is find somebody that already has the proven process, because like writing books or creating a fan page or whatever, or fixing your car, or changing your oil, or catching a fish, there's a process and a system, and you can go figure it out yourself. You can find someone to give you the shortcut. So this is one of the shortcuts that you can have. First of all, you got to find someone to help do that for you. So if you're working for a company and you're having a challenge figuring it out yourself, stop trying to figure it out yourself. Go find someone that can help your team do it. That's my biggest recommendation. It's just the fastest way to do it. But this is money-making activity right here. So write this down. The reverse mullet is great because that's the idea of what you want to start with. But this is money-making activity here. Another friend of mine makes $10 to $20 million a year. He focuses on these 3 things I'm about to share with you. Create traffic. Now, this does not say create content. I work with, last year I had a TV show with a gentleman by the name of Grant Cardone. Does anybody know Grant Cardone? Know that name? Okay, only a couple people. So Grant Cardone is a pretty successful businessman. He does a lot of trainings. He has his own network online. And when he and I were talking about, he produces a lot of content. You should check him out. He's a great guy. He produces a lot of content. He and I talked about that question about how much time should you spend creating your content and how much time promoting it. And he said 10 times more of your energy should be spent on promoting your content versus creating it. That most people are struggling with creating that next piece of content. Now, we heard that if you have a phenomenal piece of content that you put 4 months into, it can be gold. So you have to find the playing field for yourself. But this is about creating traffic. Are you getting eyeballs? And there's some great strategies today about how you do that organically. But one of the best ways to do it is to pay for the freaking marketing. You pay for the eyeballs on Facebook. You pay for it on, you follow strategies. When I decided to optimize my LinkedIn profile, we added an extra high six figures to our business. I had someone not just make my profile look prettier. We had a whole engagement strategy of communication with my ideal target client. We did that whole reverse engineering process from beginning till end. We had a basket of product and services that were small to extra large to sell them. That's how we did it. We began with the end in mind. But then we gave, and asked. Does that make sense? So number 1, creating traffic. This is something that will always help your business. Number 2 is you've got to make sure you're capturing leads. This is also a big thing for you to be making money. Instead of getting lost on social media, create traffic, capture leads, and number 3, what's that say? Anyone? Convert sales. Everyone say it together. 1, 2, 3. If you're not making sales, none of this stuff matters. You've got to be, that's trying to figure out how do you convert the sales. If you're not doing these 3 things, these are the things that make you money. In fact, the only one that actually makes you the money is this one. But you need the traffic. You need to get those leads, and then you'll be converting sales. But you want to fill the room, fill the auditorium before you try to sell. You want to go ahead and give a lot of value so you build that trust. Things like blogging and videos and podcasts and a million things that you can do to get creative about how to bring your company to the next level. So this is just another example. This is Rachel. I want to show you how we've used this, and I want to give you some of the things that can help you convert sales. Would you guys like a little bit? I teach a few strategies on sales and converting sales that I'd like to give you right now because I think that's one of the most important things. Is that okay? So here's Rachel. Notice on her page, she has a download this copy. What does it look like? It is a book. It's got a high perceived value. Now, this is just a digital product, but it's a pretty 7 days of fun, clean recipes, and she's capturing leads. Now she runs marketing dollars. Let me see. Yesterday, we spent $1,000 in ads for her. And if my partner did it, not me. And she generated $7,000 in profit. They ran one ad on Facebook. They ran it for, paid $1,000, made $7,000 in profit. Is that a pretty good return? Hell yeah. And if a single mom can do it with 4 kids, then you guys can figure out how to do it in your company, but you got to get excruciatingly clear about this stuff. Now, here's another opt-in form. Come here, get this cool thing. Now, this is 11 scientifically proven results to, yes, that thing that you just read. But we packaged it. We've got decent copy. Download your free copy today, which is a call to action. Attention, attraction, action, and we're giving them something specific, 11 things. My designer went ahead and whipped that up to make it look better. It's a one-page, actually it might be several pages, but it's just content. We made it look great so that the customer can go ahead and feel like they got something of incredible value, and it is valuable. This is another client that I work with. Can I give you my exact business model for free? We had him he teaches real estate investing. And we said, okay, give him the whole thing on one piece of paper. Let's give it away for free. We're putting our best foot forward. We're giving our best stuff away for free or nearly free. What I've been paid the most money for has been helping people convert high-paying clients. I come in, I work with an organization, I find out what they're selling and how, and then I make it better. And I help their whole team sell better and convert faster. It's freaking awesome. I get paid a lot of money to do it, and I put it all in my book, and I give it away. I sold it on Amazon at first for 99 cents. And I'm giving my best stuff first so that I can build my audience first. And if I can do it in a cool way where it's a tripwire, where they didn't spend much money, a tripwire, they tripped over and now they're my client and I can start offering them other stuff. Does that make sense? We're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, say, this is awesome. This is awesome. Come on, it'll help me. It'll help me feel good. Do it again. Just, Trevor, you're awesome. You're awesome. That's so cool you guys said that. Okay, learn more. Subscribe now. There's calls to action on this form. There's another one of these websites that we've got for him. Free. Download and duplicate his exact model. Now, don't tell people this. This is for you. These are secrets that you get to use and start. I'm not telling you anything new, but I am going to talk to you about some of the things that'll help you convert the sales, that'll help you be irresistible. How can you be irresistible? Now, I spent probably 2 minutes looking for this image to come up cute. Pretty irresistible. How are you going to do it? So get creative about your business. Because what I'm about to show you are some things you might say, yeah, not irresistible to me. Won't work in my business. But there's a way to be irresistible. There's a way to get creative. I don't know how you can incorporate puppies, but it would be awesome. I know how I'm doing it with my daughter's book. My daughter's first book is called The 3 Ninja Kitties. She wrote this when she was 7 years old. She recorded the story of the, I challenged her. I'm like, I've never heard of the 3 Ninja Kitties before. She said, Daddy, and she started telling me the story. I turned on my phone. She recorded it into my phone. I made her go on Fiverr to hire her own person to transcribe it. So she paid $5. Do you guys know what Fiverr is? Who here has never heard of Fiverr? Raise your hand if you've never heard of Fiverr. Then write this down, Fiverr.com. You can get almost anything done for $5. My daughter found someone to transcribe her book for $5. And they've got reviews on there and everything. So she went through and said, I don't want a boy, I want a girl. And she hasn't done hardly any, and this person has 1,000 reviews. I want to buy from her. She transcribed the book. Then we hired an editor to help write it, to help fill in the blanks, because my daughter's 7. The story didn't make much sense, right? But on the back end, we're selling all kinds of cute stuff. I used cat videos to promote her Facebook page. In a month, we had 20,000, 30,000 fans on her Facebook page, America's Funniest Animal Videos. And we had all this traffic. I had videos that we promoted to, I was paying 0.00001 cent per view. And we had over 1 million views on YouTube from these YouTube videos, or these videos we put on Facebook, excuse me. And they were I repurposed content that was already there. It was cool content, but I found a way to make money on cat videos. So you can find a way to become irresistible. My daughter's also 7, so that also helps. Oh, and she did all the pictures for this. You guys should come over and see me. And she did all the drawings for this book. I'm going to brag about my daughter basically every time I get the chance. And then we had somebody colorize this as well because she didn't do the coloring. But be irresistible. You want to give people a reason to buy when? When do you want people to buy from you? Oh, awesome. When do you want people to buy from you? Tell me right now. If you're going to sell something, when do you want to sell it to them? Now. You want them to buy next year? No, you want them to buy now. But for some reason we forget that. But you want to give people a reason to buy now. So if they're not buying from you now, guess what they don't have? A reason to buy from you now. Does that make sense? Like, why would you buy something now if you don't have to? Because So this stuff is going to help you get them to buy now. Bonuses. Oh my God, this is one of the coolest things you can do. You can give bonuses. You quantify them. You make them look awesome. And you stack the cool on top of whatever it is you're selling. So you don't even have to discount what you're selling. Because sometimes when you discount stuff, it devalues it. Like if I told you I had a $600 car and a $600,000 car, just imagine in your mind what those two cars look like. Doesn't mean that it's the truth, but if people value things based on price, you sometimes don't want to discount yourself. This is another client of mine. He's a good friend of mine. We used our strategies to write his book quickly called Capture Clients, Close Deals. His name is Steve Napolitan. He offered his book, I think, for 99 cents on the day that we ran it to our bestseller campaign. He's giving away a $300 online course as a bonus. This is a bribe. Bribe people with bonuses. And you're like, well, that's great, but how does this convert to making money? He made over $15,000 on this campaign of just telling people, hey, guys, I got my new book out. I want you to have it so much, I'm going to donate money to charity if you buy any of them, and I'm going to give you my free $300 course, my $300 course for free. But it wasn't a free course. I want you to look at this. It didn't say, then you get my free online course. What does it say? How much is it worth? $300. It has a value. You need to value things on your bonuses. If you don't, you're completely missing the boat. What I'll sometimes do is I'll help people repackage what they're selling. We'll take stuff out of their package, of their products or services or whatever, and we'll repackage it with better language, a better package of an image to represent it, and we slap a dollar figure on it. What's the value? And this will totally transform your sales and makes things much more irresistible. You pull them out. I give you a bunch of examples, but we don't have that much time. Here's Michael Bunting's book, and there's free bonus inside of his book. The book is just a way to get them in, and then there's something else. It goes from here to here to here. That's the lifetime value of the customer. We're wanting to nurture them, so the bonuses are more cool than the book. This is Rachel's site. You can see that we've got a bunch of bonuses. There's a 30-day tracker. Remember I said we changed the language and we changed some of the visual imagery to make it look cool. And she stacks bonuses to make stuff look cool. This is Michael's stuff. Michael, for the Mindful Leader, we've got weekly emails. Instead of just putting weekly emails, look how cool the image looks to try to, hey, this is all the stuff you're getting. Thank you. The foundations of mindfulness, the videos. And then we also list the value in different places. So there's another way to make things irresistible, and that's to offer a guarantee. So make sure you write this down. To make things irresistible, add bonuses. Another thing is to give a guarantee. Some people just want to buy. There's a certain amount of people that will buy. If they don't have a guarantee on it, they're not going to buy it. There's a good Tommy boy. Oh, never mind. So I'm going to give you one more if that's okay. We're gonna go on our break here in just a second. But I want to give you one more. You guys want one more? Say yes or no. Yes, okay. Is this cool? You guys, it's good stuff. I'm not wasting your time. Okay, some of you are still breathing. Okay, I want you, so here's one more thing in being irresistible, okay? What is this? Stopwatch. What does this represent? What am I going for here? There's a deadline. There's urgency. There's give people a reason to buy when? Buy, everybody say, now. That's when you want them to buy. There's got to be a reason to buy now. This means, basically, this is a limited time offer. This is the type of thing you see all over the place. The grocery store, everywhere, everybody uses it. But this comes down to two things for you, time and money. When I offer a webinar and I teach something, I give people a discount if they act now. If they act later, they'll pay this other price. Or maybe I'll keep the price the same, but they don't get all the cool bonuses. So I'll start throwing in all these cool bonuses. I'm like, here's the fee. If you want to act now, totally cool, you get all these cool bonuses. Or it stops at midnight. And we'll give you this. It's time and money are two of the easy things you can use here. Want one more? Sorry, yeah, yes, if you want one more. Okay. What does this represent? Scarcity. Who said that? Awesome. Hold on, I forgot his name's Brian. Gary. So close, Gary. Scarcity. There's only a certain amount available, so there's only 2 remaining. This is pretty easy. This is the law of supply and demand. So over the last 30 minutes, was this time well spent? Yeah? Okay, cool. I look forward to helping you guys while I'm here for the next couple of days. I think I've got a whole bunch of this, and we're going to take a quick break.